Revelation chapter 13.
Revelation 13:1 And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
I stood upon the sand of the sea. The Greek word stood is also in the first person, indicating it was John who stood. Robertson Morphological Analysis Code. Here are other examples, all referring to John. Saw a beast rise up out of the sea. Before John sees the continuation of the dragon making war on the saints, he must understand how war is made. John saw a beast rise out of the sea, come to power similar to Daniel seeing beasts rise out of the sea. The beast is scarlet in color. It came to the surface just before the 7th seal, in order to start ruling once again at the start of the 7th seal. The beast has made war with those of God from the beginning, as the beast has a similar image to that of the dragon, and it has been empowered by the dragon throughout the centuries via the 7 heads. Having 7 heads. The 7 heads of the beast are 7 mountains, locations, and 7 kingdoms, rulers, who have come against the people of God at various time periods: Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Media, Persia, Greece, Rome, and now this evil kingdom. This kingdom will reign over the world for 7 years. Side note, when the revelation was given to John in 90 to 100 AD, 5 evil kingdoms had fallen: Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Media, Persia, and Greece. One is called the Roman Empire, and one is to come. Daniel revealed the last 5 of these evil kingdoms to King Nebuchadnezzar.
10 horns. The horns are on the 7th head, just like the 10 toes on the foot of the final evil kingdom. Things to know about the 10 kings. The 10 horns are the 10 kings. 10 kings will not mix with each other, but will have a common vision, like the toes on a foot. The kingdom will be partly strong and partly broken. They will influence or mess with the seed of men. This could refer to influencing the reproduction of mankind, such as trying to clone people, mix human seed with animal or alien, or influencing children. Together the 10 kings will do this, yet they won't mix or go against each other. The 10 kings are different from the kings of the earth for the following reasons. The kings of the earth indicate that they rule over land, and 10 kings rule over the world, therefore people. Doesn't necessarily mean they don't rule over land, but that their collective higher authority is ruling over the world from their locations. The 10 kings are later ruled by the beast, but the kings of the earth are ruled by the city Babylon. Therefore the 10 kings would rule over Babylon, and later the beast over the 10 kings. The 10 kings later destroy Babylon, and the kings of the earth weep over her destruction. The 10 kings will rule the world for the first part of the 7 years, as they are there for some time before the 3 are uprooted by the beast. Middle. 3 strongest, or the first 3 of the 10 kings get suppressed by the beast. The 3 potentially: the king of the south, Egypt, Libya and Ethiopia; one of the kings of the east, example India or China; and the king of the north, example Russia, as this is the time of the end. Middle. The 10 kings will reign with the beast, little horn, for 1 hour. Thereafter they will submit their power and authority over to the beast. There are 4 interpretations. 3 of them are based on the revived Roman Empire, iron in the feet. 1 based on Catholic, iron, and Islamic, clay, who both have global influence but don't mix. They often have the same vision against the Jews and the Christians. 4 interpretations: Roman Empire, EU regions, Isaac Newton, UN regions. Side note, the 10 kings could be the 10 UN, United Nations, regional leaders. Their collective focus, besides ruling the world, is to mix with / mess with / influence the seed of mankind. Dan. 243. In addition, they would probably use the 10 global sectors to control people through fear and influence.
Upon his horns 10 crowns. The Greek word for crown is diadem, meaning ornamental headband. Here is a distinction between the beast and the dragon. The dragon has 7 crowns upon his 7 heads, and the beast has 10 crowns on his 10 horns. Upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Upon the 7 heads the name of blasphemy, meaning names that are attributed to God alone, such as Yahweh, or attributing the character of God to themselves alone and demanding
Revelation 13:2 And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. The beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. John gives a description of the beast he saw in Revelation 13, 1. The beast is reigning through the last head that has 10 horns and 10 crowns. The body was like a leopard. Therefore the structure is similar to the Roman Empire. A leopard is known for swift, stealth action. Side note, Roman structure, Caesar/Pope/Beast a grave Senate/Cardinals officers/priests. Side note 2, some have argued that the leopard is in reference to the Grecian Empire under Alexander. However, these beasts in Daniel 7 were given at the end of the Babylon reign, not at the beginning. The beasts were a representation of what is to come. They were in succession leading up to this fourth beast with 10 horns, the final beast. Therefore, the leopard can only be the Roman Empire that comes before the fourth beast. Some have argued that the 4 heads on the leopard are 4 generals succeeding Alexander. But if the leopard is Greece, then there should be 5 heads, with Alexander being one of them. In addition, heads in the scripture mostly reference kingdoms or divisions or locations, while horns in scripture refer to as kings, as per Daniel 8, where the goat, Greece, with the big horn, being Alexander, is broken into 4 horns, the 4 generals. The goat with the big horn is not the same as the leopard with 4 heads. Greece is represented by the bear who destroyed much flesh during their expansion. The issue with the interpretation starts with the incorrect assumption that the lion with 2 wings and a heart was given to it is Babylon. They compare Nebuchadnezzar, who was given the heart of a beast for 7 years, who crawled and then restored to this beast. But the beast was made to stand like a man, not that it was a man. The beast was the natural state, and it represents Media Persia. God wanting to restore his people, God gave Persia a heart of a man and made them stand like a man. It was still a beast. He did this by motivating them, gave them the heart of a man, to start the rebuilding of Jerusalem, and they helped in the construction, made to stand. It started with Cyrus, king of Persia. His feet were as the feet of a bear. The feet represent the strategy. The direction of the beast is similar to the Greeks under Alexander. His strategy was to conquer by destroying as many people as possible, thereby driving fear. Side note, similar events that take place under Islamic expansion, specifically targeting the saints and beheadings. His mouth is the mouth of a lion. Every time the beast, the 10 kings, speak, it is like a lion, to instill fear in people. The dragon gave him his power. The dragon gave the beast his power to do as he pleases, which is to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Side note, this is the same power that was promised to Yeshua if Yeshua would bow down and worship him, which Yeshua refused. This Greek word here for power means the power that reproduces after itself. And his seat is his authority, his throne, and also his location. His seat, location, on earth is Pergamus. Pergamus is an ancient city which is now located in Turkey called Megama. And great authority, the dragon gave the beast great authority to rule on the earth, to do as he pleases, and also the ability to release supernatural power. Revelation 13:3 And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. And his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. Then John saw one of the 7 heads, specifically the 7th head that is reigning. Previously, at the start of the 7 years, the 10 kings, 10 horns, were ruling on the 7th head. Then the little horn will come up from amongst these 10 kings, will subdue 3 of the strongest kings, reign with them, and then over the 10 kings. The little horn is also known as the beast. Some call him the Antichrist. This beast starts to reign before the 2nd beast ascends out of the bottomless pit at the 5th trumpet to support him. Over a year later, this beast, little horn, will be wounded to death. In other words, he dies. This Greek word, wounded, means to kill, to slaughter, to sacrifice. Therefore a direct translation would be killed to death. The first time this word is used is when Abraham was about to slay Isaac. Many times in the scripture it refers to an animal sacrifice. In the NT the word is used a few times, for example, Cain killing Abel, Yeshua the sacrificial lamb, one on the fiery red horse taking peace from the earth, and some of the saints being slaughtered. The beast's mortal wound, like a beheading with a short sword, dagger, slaughter knife, will be miraculously healed. This could happen when the beast takes possession of the temple of God, when the daily sacrifices are stopped in the middle of the 7 years. This will be just after 1260 days, when the 2 witnesses are killed. Then the duration of the beast's possession of the temple of God is 1,290 days, which is halfway through the 7-year world tribulation period, and this coincides with dragon giving the beast his power to continue 42 months. Side note, 10 signs to identify the beast. Antichrist. 1. No desire or respect for women. 2. Parents are either Christians or Jewish, as his ancestors worship one God. In context, this God is the God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. 3. White skin. The beast is also known as Gog. He is a descendant of Japheth. Japheth descendants are white. Gog also comes from the land of Magog, the region far north of Israel, and thus lighter skin. 4. He come from either Rome or Catholic, Iron, or Arabic or Islam, clay, but due to the overall signs he would most likely be from Rome or Catholic. 5. War champion, he would lead the fight, and overcome the kings of the South, Northern Africa, North Syria, Turkey etc., and East India, China, etc. 6. Mocks and speaks against God and all of creation. 7. Uses the media to promote his message. 8. His name in Greek adds up to 666. 9. Worship the god of forces. This is the dragon, Satan, who gives him power. Satan later heals him from a deadly wound. 10. Wars against Yeshua's believers. And his deadly wound was healed. After this beast's death, he goes into the bottomless pit, then he ascends from the bottomless pit and is healed by the dragon. The dragon tries to mimic the resurrected Christ by raising the beast with his power. Then the second beast makes those on the earth worship the reigning beast because he was mortally wounded and was miraculously healed. All the world wondered after the beast. All the world will be in total awe at the power of this reigning beast, as if he is God, indestructible. Revelation 13:4. And they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
They worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast. The beast honors the dragon for his miraculous healing, and this results in the world worshipping the dragon. The dragon is the one who gives the beast his authority to continue for a further 42 months. They worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Those of the world are in awe at the indestructibility of the beast. They worship him by giving him honor like they would give God. This is similar to how the people honored Herod.
Revelation 13:5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
There was given unto him. The beast is given authority by the dragon. Mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. Speaking great things is speaking outrageous things he knows nothing about. Blasphemies is speaking against and speaking opposite to what God has said or done. Power was given unto him to continue 42 months. The Greek word power is the word authority. The dragon gives the beast authority to continue to rule for a further 42 months, 1,290 days. This means he will be ruling for some time before receiving his mortal wound. He receives the authority to continue to do as he pleases for a further 42 months and the authority to release supernatural power. He is motivated by Satan dragon, therefore he steals, kills and destroys. Side note, earlier the beast subdues 3 of the strongest 10 kings that are ruling and unifies all 10 kings under him. The kingdom structure changes, 8th kingdom structure, but it is still the 7th kingdom. However, the 42 months is continuation after being the reigning beast was healed.